I'm sorry, what was your name?
Isaac.
Okay, and you're with who?
I'm with the Office of Consumer Affairs.
Okay, and do you have a employee ID?
No, ma'am, we just have our name. We're a pretty small unit, so anyone that you call at our hotline that probably came up on your caller ID, or I can even give you that number, will know if you say I spoke to Isaac, they'll know exactly who.
Okay, I just keep track record of my calls. Okay, yes, it's James Hastings out of Hillsborough, Texas.
What was the name?
James Hastings out of Hillsborough, Texas, made false statements, and out of corruption, the family court let him disappear after he got caught in the false statements that he made.
Okay, and this was in court, I assume?
I don't know. I was in jail on false charges. They arrested me in front of my child. She was screaming in terror. And then ever since then, they have been conning and scheming to keep me away from my child ever since. And I've been repetitively trying to report the false statements that were made. I don't even know what they lied and said that I did. And I kept calling CPS. I even went to CPS picketing to get the information, and no one will tell me. I went to CPS and I said, is there any ways for parents whose rights have been terminated to get their parental rights back with the help of CPS? And they won't help me. Police have came and forced me to leave and given me criminal trespasses to keep it going.
Okay, and James Hastings, you said, is the name of the caseworker for CPS.
You're right, that made the false statements. He said that he was taking my daughter away because I assaulted the officer. I told him it was on body cam footage that the officer lied. Investigate. But he wouldn't. And then
So when did this happen?
And then when the case was dismissed because I didn't assault the officer, he still was taking my rights away, knowing that the case was dismissed. So then he disappeared because it was obvious that he was getting caught with false statements. It was 2018, April 28, 2018, when I got arrested. And it's been 5 years since I've been trying to fight and get my daughter back. But here's the thing, making false statements to a family court and CPS is a crime. And I have no avenue of getting these people these charges that they've racked up. CPS keeps opening cases and closing them, and the records keep disappearing from CPS. There were bruises on my child, April 28, 2000. I think it was September 11, 2000, September, I can't remember. And then there were bruises February 2018. And then she said someone hit her April 19th of 2022. So there's a track record of abuse.
Okay, because I know what you're saying. And,
You're saying at the end of the day, what am I trying to accomplish?
Yes, like what are we trying to get to so I can help you get to that end goal of maybe who you need to speak to?
Well, if these are charges, how do people get these charges? And it's also stated that if you make false statements to a family court, it would alter alter the custody agreement. So why am my rights shouldn't be terminated? I haven't had nothing happen. They terminated my rights when I didn't have access to my child. And false statements were made. I can't see my child, and they're wanting me to pay to see my child, $60 an hour. At first, I couldn't see her, and I thought maybe I can call another location because the family court set up a place that won't give me the supervised visits. So I thought maybe it would if I call someone.
Who is wanting you to pay $60 an hour?
The family court.
Okay. And are you still going to court?
I don't know what's going on. They won't give me an attorney, which is against the family code.
Okay. Well, I
That's how
can give
corrupt
you
they
a
are.
number.
I've said that people committed crimes. Well, why doesn't CPS follow protocol and pick up those charges for these people that make these false statements? Why does everyone that I call cover for the crimes?
Well, we don't, our CPS doesn't enforce the law. They only go by the family.
Yeah, but if your state
Crime.
worker made false statements, why aren't you investigating it?
Okay, but this was 5 years ago or 3 years ago, so I'm trying to
I've
figure
been
out
calling
if
every
people,
year, and you guys haven't been doing anything for all these years. It's not my fault that it was ignored all that time.
now, what do they say that, what happens when you call them?
It's the
Say
same
the
thing
first,
that's happening now that you call. It was ignored.
okay, well, I'm not trying to ignore it. I'm trying to figure out who I can get you in contact with in order to
Okay.
get it fixed or at least to get information shared. Now, it sounds like where you need to share the information is with the court in order to let them know.
The courts are corrupt.
Uh,
I believe that they took bribes and they're ignoring it, just like CPS.
okay. Well, I don't know where to help you, Miss Clark. I mean, I can give you some numbers so you can make complaints about the court. So the court is corrupt. I can give you a number for Texas Legal Services in order to call them to see what they can help you with their attorneys at this number to see if they can help you with your situation on maybe what you should do in court or maybe representation for an attorney to represent you. But as for, and I can even provide you managers in, I think you said Hillsborough, that may be able, that you can
The
call and
police
ask
just come. The
questions.
corruption, so they're so crooked. The police just comes and has me moved. No one's wrecking up these charges. The police come and interrupt me at these locations so people don't get their charges. I have a YouTube
Okay.
channel. You can see it all on it. False statements to a family court and interference with child custody. Those are felonies.
Okay, you made those to the police department.
Yes, and they're covering for it.
Okay, well, you need to speak to their line of management. We do not review anything with law enforcement. We just don't have that ability.
Okay.
Okay, so you have something to write with. You want the Texas Legal Service number.
Yes. Go ahead.
It's going to be, okay, it's going to be Texas Legal Services Center.
Okay.
It's going to be 1-866-979-4343.
Okay.
And then do you want the number for any concerns you have about the court, any complaints you want to make about the court?
Yes. These calls for years and no one could ever do anything at all for years. Police can't do anything. Courts can't. No one can do anything. Domestic violence organizations, none of them can do nothing. Nobody on this FBI can. No one can do nothing, leaving me in it.
Okay, so any court issues or perjury, falsification of documentation, you can call the Office of Inspector General.
Okay.
That number is 1-800
Okay.
436
Okay.
6184.
616184.
1-800 436 6184.
Okay.
And then I also have a 512 497 4701.
Okay. I've already went and the police came. Yeah, you could give me a supervisor. They wouldn't talk to me when I was there and call the police so they wouldn't have to. That's a pattern. I was trying to get a hold of James Hastings so he can get his charge. It's been going on so long because at one point CPS had a case, but they ignored the
And I'll,
evidence. They ignored the evidence and would not take any of the evidence of their state worker making false statements and not being unethical. So since they ignored it, now the case has disappeared and is no longer in existence. They have no case with James Hastings. It disappeared, which is like a fraud, a crime.
have you called the records management group to request that record?
I don't know what the records management group is.
But
I've
that's
already
to
they don't.
handle-
I've already called internal affairs, consumer relations, and all that. They can't find it. It disappeared.
Okay, well, the records management group has all the cases. It handles all case requests. I can give you that number if you like.
They don't have it. I've already wrote all over it. No one of them. I spoke with supervisors.
Okay,
They
then
can't
let me
find
give you
it.
a supervisor's name and number here. The supervisor is Sarah Ageti, Sara Aguirre. That's going to be 512-393-1174.
Okay.
I can give you one more just in case she's not available for whatever reason. A Rusty Baker, Rusci. Oh, hold on. What's that? Antha Bauer, Bower.
Okay.
That's 512-620-2335.
Okay.
Yeah, give them a call, let them know what your concerns are and what you're needing, and we'll move forward with this.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.